Everything fixed, yeah. Because some people seem to think this is a big green dildo because they got sick minds of their own and they're trying to project on me. It's lotion, you stupid retard. How many times do I gotta tell you that? Alright, so to start the show today, I'm gonna go down memory lane. And I'm even gonna tell you some details you might not expect today. Going down memory lane. I'm gonna take this shit back to 2000. 99, 2000. Okay, get ready for this, folks. Get ready for this. I see some things for the new year are going to be developing. One big thing's going to be developing. Okay, might regard content on YouTube, people who might be finished on here. Okay, but let's just go back. Okay, some back years ago in 99, 2000. You know, who knows Noodles 1980? I'll start off by saying that. Years ago, okay, I was the original idea of that whole thing that he did. I was the original real life thing of all that, you know. What he started doing for the last 4 or 5 years, I was doing it years ago. I was doing it years ago. I did a lot of the very same things. I did a lot of the same things. I'm not going to answer that. But yeah. But I was doing a lot of the same things on here that he did in the last 3 to 4. He just took it to another level. Okay? Now I'm going to explain this to the new people like Corey and all them. Corey, I trolled your ass last night, Corey, because you take it to the extreme. You take everything to the extreme. You're seen as a vehicle to tell Noodles off, yeah, but at the same time, I see you as a very weird... You're like that kid Thatcher that I went to school with, Corey. You're kind of like that kid Thatcher who said, if you go in my shop, I'm just going to throw screws at you all day. You were the one like that kind of guy. If you go to my machine shop, I'm just going to throw screws at you. You're like Thatcher, Corey. You're like this kid by the name of Thatcher that I did. But I trolled you last night though, Corey. I asked you, what if I was underage and I liked a 5-year-old? Okay? See, when I was younger, okay, I was doing what Noodles was doing in the last 3 to 4 years when I was young. I'm the original idea of Noodles 1980. And you know what else, too? You know what else? When I was in Yahoo Chat years ago, right? When I was in Yahoo Chat, because I used to dominate Yahoo Chat and get the whole chat rooms to hate me. I used to do that shit out here. I used to get chat rooms wanting to boot me with their boot programs. If anybody remembers that, I got booted to hell because they didn't want to hear what I was saying. Sounds very like David Bulldog, doesn't it? And you know what else I used to do? You know what else I used to do? I used to put 1980 at the end of my handles. I was debating if I was going to make my channel name Dr. Feelgood 1980 or Melton John. Then I chose Melton John. But I was Dr. Feelgood 1980 on Yahoo. On Yahoo. Dr. Feelgood 1980. I also pretended to be a hippie social worker as well. This guy named Maxwell. No, not Maxwell. Bill Kozlowski. Bill Kozlowski. Take care of that. Take care of that. That. Get on it. Thank you. Bill Kozlowski. I pretended to be this guy, and I used to talk like a special ed teacher in school. Like, hello, everybody. My name is Bill, and I'm here to teach the class to the students today. And you know what I'm saying? I used to, and then made a character based off him. I called him a hippie social worker. And I was trying to counsel the chat rooms. I used to try to give advice like, hey, I'm only trying to help you. Don't yell at me. I'm only trying to help you. Don't yell at me. I'm only trying to help. Don't yell at me. I don't need a social worker. Like, well, I think you might. I mean, just take it under advisement. I mean, I think you have a lot of problems in your life. I pretend to be a hippie social worker on Yahoo. Yeah, Flaming, you are here, all right? Unless you're kicked, you will know if you're kicked, all right? But anyways, yes. I used to do this, and I used to like Opie and Anthony and all these comedy shows. Opie and Anthony, Howard Stern. I used to listen. I watched the Private Parts movie when I was 19. I was very into that. The story of how Howard Stern got big and his pig vomit and all that. And then I listened to the Opie and Anthony Demented World album. It was so funny. Anyone remembers Green Poopies, Pooping Green? Does anyone remember that? Does anyone remember like the 100 grand or butt plug? Yeah, butt plugs. Yeah, hardware. Hold on one sec. Hardware. Hardware, how can I help you? Butt plug. Huh? Butt plug. Butt plug. Butt plug. Butt plug. Butt plug. Butt plug. Anyone remember Wheelchair Fred? Wheelchair Fred? We're getting really OG here. Wheelchair Fred. Anyone remember him? How about Jay Severn for talk radio? Jay Severn. Because, see, I used to record my voice like a right-wing person, and I thought of myself like maybe a Howard Stern like Jay Severn. Mixed with Adam Sandler. Picture if Adam Sandler and Howard Stern was on the far right. That's kind of how I was. I had that idea, and I was sounding a little like Michael Savage and Jay Severn, but just with some comedy, too, you know, like that. And then you have people like Lauren and Wally that did the radio. Anyone remember Lauren and Wally? How about Bob and Tom? I remember, I didn't think they were as funny. They were okay, but then if you want to get into parodies, you know who I really liked? Pinkett and Bowden. They did like the country music parodies, like Eddie Rabbit, I'm Driving My Wife Away. They use I'm Driving My Wife Away. Okay? I was going to do a parody of that on Elbow. Anyone know Elvis Travels? Before I came out totally as a transsexual, okay, or a trans person, I'm going to tell you right now, I was thinking about doing a rendition of I'm Driving My Life Away, my own version of it. I shit in a Walmart bag, looking for a tranny hag. Oh, me. Ooh, I shit in a Walmart bag, I'm looking for a tranny hag. Oh, me. About Elvis, I'm traveling an RV-85 Ford, and I gotta keep rolling. I imitate Elvis Presley. I'm the one that, you know, can't... Something like that. I was trying to write a song about Elvis Travels using Eddie Rabbit's I'm Driving My Life Away. I tried that. People don't know me totally, you know? I am a comic. I've believed in being a comic, and I tried to use the internet to be a comic. That's why I'm the original Noodles. And for some idea, he might have been watching me all these years, and he wanted to be a worse version of me, is what he wanted to be or something. I don't know. I used to do all those things. The only thing I didn't do is I didn't talk about going to Thailand and Japan. and talking about fucking 13-year-old girls. I didn't go in that detail, but I did say to someone one time when I was mad, I'll fuck your wife and I'll fuck your kids. When I was mad at someone, I said that. But then again, someone else said that too. So I thought, hey, would I get as much heat if I said the same thing as this guy who got no heat for saying it? And then I get all the heat for saying something like that. And yet he goes off scot-free. No one criticized him. If you're curious to know who that was Riley the Roofer. This guy, Jim Riley, he used to come on here years ago. Riley the Goofer, Riley the Roofer. And he had like Johnny's Wacky World and all those people. And then Lambie St. Clair. I go back a long way. In general. You know what I am? The truth is, I'm the last of the Mohicans on here. I'm the last of the Mohicans, and I'm still surviving on here. And I am the last of the Mohicans. The last of the Mohicans. You know? I was in drinking communities, too. I was in the 40 Ounce crew with Bruce 40. If anyone remembers the 40 Ounce crew, in the YouTube drinking community, I passed through there too. A lot of those guys know me over there, actually. I've been in a lot of communities. I'm a very underrated, and YouTube doesn't know the jewel that they have over here. All of YouTube doesn't know, but they're gonna know because I got nothing to lose. You see, I'm living in a truck. Fame could only help me, or people knowing me could only help me at this point. Because of the situation I'm in. The internet is like the greatest vehicle for somebody like me to spread my word around and to spread my seed. The internet is the place to do that for somebody like me. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Glitch? What's happening? How come your message is coming in italics? But no, it's true. I was here for the beginning, pretty much. And ask Anderson Henderson. I'm the original Noodles. I was the one who came up to him offering my help and assistance to him also years ago. Hey, look, if you need any of my help, let me know. I came up to Anderson the same way Noodles came up to him years later. It's almost like, even if Noodles wasn't watching me, it's so weird because Noodles had this weird telepathy. Like he sensed I was doing this before. And he came into this community making it worse or stinking up the joint even more. More than I could even do it. More wretched than I could even do it. I listened to punk rock also like Noodles. I was playing shitty guitar and writing songs. I just didn't go so far to write diabetes about someone's condition. I didn't go that far. But I played bad guitar. And I pissed off the music community on YouTube also because the guitar sound did not sound very good to them. So when I did cover songs of Queens of the Stone Age, oh, you're so off key, you don't know what you're doing. And I pissed off the music community years ago on here. I'm serious. I was a total fucking... And I feel like I'm getting that spirit back again. I don't know what's going on here. But I gotta announce, in case Noodles goes, that I was the original Noodles. I was the original person. As a trans person now, but back then, I was the original person that Bulldog tried to portray. Really. I got pedo communities after me and all this stuff in 2009. I've been there, I've done that. And people don't believe for a second that I'm a pedo because they've known me and they've truly followed me all this time. You know? But I used to troll for damn sure. And Badcore was the perfect person to come up on panel last night to test with that stuff, I thought. I'm like, hey, but what if I was a minor myself and a possible victim of someone who could have been a predator and I liked a 5-year-old as an 11-year-old? I just wanted to do a quick test on him. He's like, oh, no, 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 we can't have that shit over here. No, no, no. This guy, I think, thinks about it too much. I come to the conclusion that Corey's very rigid, and he thinks about this stuff way too much. He consumes it in his head way too much. But hey, he was the vehicle at least who told Noodles off. I mean, I could appreciate that. But other than that, he's too rigid on the other end also, I'd like to say. But when I test trolled him last night, that was pretty funny, I thought. I'll do that. Sometimes I'll test troll people to see what they're going to say. Where I'm not angry, and I will not get angry at all, and I'll just go in and I'll test troll them. The situations that make me angry are all these wannabe trolls that think they're funny and they're not, and they're trying to play hide and seek games. That kind of shit's not funny. At least if you're gonna troll, be real about it, is what I have to say. Be real about it. Be funny. You know, be funny and be real about it. You know what I mean? But this is what I used to do. And guess what? I didn't bash retarded people one time. There weren't any. There was a time where people with special needs weren't really... high-functioning autistic people were on the internet. But not people at the level of Rosie Wren or Beautiful Cool Nicole or even overly brain-dead people who are like retarded people like Michelle K. You know what I mean? They weren't here years ago. If they were, they would get roasted real bad. That's just that this wasn't a place for them back then. And I still don't think it's a place for people that are real severe now. I really don't think, unless they can be totally segregated from everybody on here. I mean, I don't think this is a place for special needs people. I really don't. I don't think that it is. It's not as chilly now because the sun is out. I'm very glad. The weather's warming up, actually. So, yeah, it's good. I'm just sitting here chilling out. I'm just getting the day warmed up. And all that. This is comfortable now. I think the low's going to be 58 today. That's going to be good. I got to change my clothes and shit. Do some laundry, maybe, between today and tomorrow. Yeah. Anyone like my new sweater? I got a sweater. Right here, a shortcut sweater. Butternut squash colored. We gotta be real careful because these get stained really quickly. I keep it clean enough in here. Well, Roger Brown can go kick rocks. Roger Brown's unimportant. I moved on to bigger and better shit. I'm not worried about some fucking guy who can't drive anywhere. He couldn't even go to a court date if someone wanted to sue him. He couldn't even go to the court date. To make it fair, they'd have to go on Zoom to go to the court date. Hey, Roger Brown, since you have your fucking volume up so high, your cats are gonna get scared. Woo! You're exposing them to all that noise and radiation. You're an abusive cat owner. You are abusive to your animals. You expose them to below 6 weather. You overfeed them till they're sick. You are not a model person. Woo! 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 Ha ha! Hey, Rachella! Rachella! Hello, Rachella! Rachella! Hello, Rachella! Woo! What do you got to say about that? Moving on from Shit Stain. We're doing a show, a real show. This guy can't do a show. I'm a comic. I was into comedians since the very day I was born. Rodney Dangerfield, no respect also. Camillo is the closest thing to Rodney Dangerfield on here that I've ever seen. John Camillo's the closest thing to Rodney Dangerfield. Anyone knows that. So I'll put that out there for the record. He's the closest thing to Rodney Dangerfield that I've seen on here, actually. He gets hardly any respect. You know, he gets no respect just about. His neighbors don't like him. He pounced a beach ball in his neighbor's yard or something like that and got them all stirred up. Oh, as soon as I was born, the doctor and my mother left. Oh, how do you know that? They really cared about me and they wanted me to be something, but they were overachievers. That's what made it hard. Both my parents are overachieving personalities. They're dominant personality people. So they got divorced when I was 8 years old because they're both dominant-minded people. That's the thing about my parents. They made decent money, but they were both overachievers. They couldn't get along over me. They got along when it came to money and all that other stuff, but when it came to me, they fought all the time over me when I was a kid. And I was the only child. So, put me in an imposition, really. I had to listen to them fighting when I was in my room playing with my fucking toys. But my mom had the sense she got a divorce and moved on. And while that wasn't right, she had to do that for her own safety as well. And I see that now. There was like no staying together for me growing up, apparently. And not to mention, I was autistic too. When I was a kid, I was more autistic. Yes. I used to watch record spins all the time when the record was going. I used to watch it spin when I was a little kid. I used to watch a record spin. I used to watch the record spin. I used to like get till I got dizzy. I would just watch a 33 spin. I was like this to a record. I was a crazy kid too. I was a crazy kid. But I needed an escape because of my environment. While it was good, it was fighting as well. And then it broke everything up and it made everything off balance ever since. If my parents could get along and stay together, I'd probably be I'd probably have a higher success level right now. Because my parents both made decent money. I mean, maybe not at first, but over the time as they've worked up. I mean, I was in a lower middle class neighborhood when I was a little kid, you know. I was in a lower middle class neighborhood. Full of exiles from the Boston area. They moved to this. Most people, my hometown was the kind of place, it's like the Kentucky of the Boston area. And it's kind of like Waco, Texas also. And it's kind of like the Kentucky of the Boston area. That's what my hometown. When I see Texas, it actually reminds me of where I grew up, kind of. It actually kind of does, some of it. I mean, where I'm from, it was kind of like Waco, and it's kind of like the Kentucky of the Boston area. People moved there because they wanted an all-white town, and they wanted to get out of the city where the minorities and the blacks were. That's what my town was like. And my parents bought one of their first homes from a Ku Klux Klan member. And fun fact, they left their photos behind from when there was a Grand Wizard or something that lived in the house, or someone where at least they had the Grand Wizard over for a barbecue or something like that. And they left photos in the closet. Okay, they left photos in the closet, but then eventually they got taken out of there, right? And you know what replaced? I am not blaming my parents. Fuck you, asshole. Fuck you. You can't be in here talking to me about that. My family is very important to me. My family. Don't make fun of my family, or I'll make fun of your family. I told you. But they love me very much. But there were definite ups and downs, for sure. And a lot of downs with me and my biological dad, for sure. For all those people who say my parents don't want me, that's not true, okay? You don't know the whole story, a lot of you. And I'm not going to bother getting into the whole fucking story, because a lot of you don't deserve to know, especially shit-stains streaming, abusing their cats while acting like they love them, but they abuse their animals in other ways, like in real-life situations. With people like that streaming me, why should I fucking talk about it, you know? That's not true. My mom has gave me her opinion many times. It's just I was doing live streams, okay? And that was my time, and the house was small. And the noise traveled, whether it would be me or them. I'd have to hear their fucking TV being on full blast all the time. It was a small house, okay? You dickheads, stop talking about my family. Legitimately, stop talking about my family. Christ. You losers. You think you know all the answers. You didn't grow up with me. How do you know my beginnings? Unless I tell you. My grandmother loved me. My grandfather, I was their favorite grandson at the time. I was their favorite. So you know nothing. You know nothing. Okay? Yeah, mega Tinder girls right first and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Take your spam bot somewhere else, mega fucking faggot. Oh, I could write a book. I could write a book, and I may write a book. That may happen. I could definitely write a book. No doubt. I most certainly could. Yeah. Up yours, you dickhead. Fuck you, you honking, causing unnecessary noise pollution. I'm gonna stream, and it's not my fault certain people don't have the talent to think of anything. Okay? Because some people waste their lives. They have all kinds of women's shoes that could fit them, and here they are obsessing on me with no driver's licenses. If someone wanted to take Roger Brown to court, they probably couldn't. Kind of like when Deanna took beautiful, cool Nicole to court. They had to do it on Zoom or something because Nicole had no way of getting there. She's a black girl with special needs who lives in the hood. She had absolutely no way of getting there. And Deanna was a piece of shit for suing Nicole, by the way. I'll defend Nicole every day on that. Deanna, you piece of fucking shit. You piece of shit. You just wait till my mentor Harold comes back. Harold is supposed to come back soon, you know. He's going to beat the charges. He's not going to be in jail that long. Harold is coming back. Word on the street is Harold is coming back soon. And it's going to be holy hell when Harold comes back. Let me tell you right now, my mentor, Harold, Coach Harold. Yep. Mentored me on it's not a good thing to say if you're pretending to be, you're saying anything about pedophile stuff. He tried to advise me. He tried to tell me how to do videos a certain way in a more intense fashion. My mentor, Harold, is responsible for everything you see, all the threatening you see. Harold can be credited to that. My mentor, Harold666, a.k.a. Harold6699, a.k.a. H-Bomb. Yep. Harold is going to be back. I'm so excited that Harold is going to be back. I really am. This is great news. I mean, Deanna, you're a piece of shit. Let's be real. You wanted to sue a special needs black girl in the hood who had no way of driving to the court. And plus, Deanna tried to use white supremacy against Nicole, you know, because Deanna knew some of the judges in that area, and she wanted to put Nicole away. Poor little Nicole. The only thing I don't agree with Nicole is she took people with pictures, kids. But that was about it, though. But besides that, what does Nicole really do to anybody? Nothing. Deanna, you're a piece of shit. You could send that message to her, too, that I said it. What are you going to do? Sue me? I know you live up in the Wesley Chapel area of Florida. I know that's where you're at. I know you're not far from there, Deanna. I know that. But guess what? I'm not returning to Florida anytime soon. So you're getting off. But H-Bob's coming back and he's still in Florida. Woo! My mentor, Harold. That's right. Let's be be civil or you're going to get thrown the fuck out of here. You fucking prick. You fucking asshole. Listen to me. I've been doing this for 22 fucking years, man. I've been doing this for 22 fucking years, man. You know, like how when you're angry and you have to bottle it up and you're looking around and you're trying not to yell, right? It's like, I've been doing this for 15 fucking years, man. Like you're trying to bottle up. You're trying to bottle it up, but you still get mad, you know, like that whole, it's like, what do you mean this isn't civil? He's making threats. Who are you talking about? Who are you talking about? Rachel. You know it all, bitch. You know what? Sit in timeout for 300 seconds and pick your asshole. For 300 seconds. Yeah. No, not buddy. Harold's my mentor. The reason I started drinking Old English was because of Harold. Harold, his choice to drink was Old English 800. And I grew more fond of Old English because Harold drank it. And I wanted to try Old English. I'm like, oh, I like Old English. Huh. That would usually get Heffenreffer Private Stock, though. And I like Heffenreffer Private Stock, actually. That was a good beer. They discontinued Heffenreffer. And I liked Schaefer also. Schaefer beer was good. That old classic. One time I was at my dad's house when his friend was over. He saw me drinking Schaefer. A Donald Trump Generation X boomer, maybe. Maybe he was bored on the cusp of Gen X and boomer. Saw that I was drinking shit. It's like, Schaefer, what are you, 83 years old? Schaefer, what are you, 83? He says to me, I'm like 83. You're like 83 years old, drinking Schaefer. Like, yeah, I like it. It's good beer. So, Schaefer, what are you, 82 years old? But yeah, Anderson Henderson can vouch that I was like the original Noodles, though. I came up to him asking, you need any help? Just let me know, Anderson. And he thought I was grooming him. He talked about me like I was grooming him or something. I didn't do that. So someone's impersonating me now. No, never mind. Never mind. My eyes are kind of fucked right now. Well, they're not fucked. Just for like a brief second they were. And I got my 7-Eleven cappuccino iced coffee. Because I got good taste. You know, 7-Eleven makes good cappuccino. I'm telling you, they make good cappuccino. I love cappuccino's my favorite coffee. I love cappuccino. I certainly do. Cappuccino, 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 cappuccino. Remember Beavis and Butthead? Cappuccino. I am the great Cornholio. I need TB for my bunghole. You remember that? Yeah, the great Cornholio. Goes from that to Sling Blade, King of the Hill, then Sling Blade. I want to get me something out of the eating that. Bill Cox. Work on the mode. I work with Bill Cox. I like them French fried taters. I like my biscuits with mustard on them. Biscuits and mustard on them. Don't be using language like that. You're just a boy. They're part of meat. They're eating their cans of part of meat here. You got a pecker in them. Don't you use language like that. Oh, yeah, they kind of do have one in there, don't they? I like them French fried potatoes. I was around people that were like King of the Hill growing up. Just up in the Northeast, kind of. It was there, though. It was there, depending on where you live. It really was there. And also, I really think there might have been people who moved up there years ago from Texas before the cost of living got so out of control up there for their children in the schools. Because there were people, I swear to God, they acted just like the Rosie Wren. They were kind of like her in a way. I think Rosie goes beyond, but I think that they were kind of like her. When I used to observe at summer camp and stuff, some of the kids, she's from a similar kind of people, maybe, that these people were. Maybe they came from that area and they transplanted to where I lived because their parents wanted to send them to schools with better programs up there or something. When I saw Rosie Wren, I kind of knew that. I kind of sensed that, actually. That's why when I think about Rosie Wren, it goes deep because I've been around people like this when I was little. I was just Rosie's worse. I was definitely around people like Beautiful Cool Nicole. I was. But they were usually white and they were Irish. Black Irish, usually. And yes, I believe in a sense that black Irish people are black people more than they are white people. But they put Caucasian on the census. But they're still really black people. They're the black people of Ireland. Because I'm telling you, a lot of them had African-American music taste. Believe it or not, a lot of them did. I mean, look at Carolyn Spiritual Warrior. She's the example of someone who's black Irish. Totally. And you see how black she seems, right? Even though she might technically be Caucasian, she's really an Irish black person. No, Rachel, this is my program right now, and this is a variety of different topics. You don't come here to spit your drivel at me. Okay? This is about different topics over here. It's my channel. I do things my way. My show is my thing. You don't like it? Hit the fucking bricks, bitch. Hit the fucking bricks. You got some motherfucker trying to discredit me when I'm trying to do good content. Even they discredit me. So it doesn't matter what I am. Might as well be the villain. Because even when I'm good, I'm judged. So fuck you. Fuck you all, you pieces of shit. Monkey turds. Fuck you. For real. For real. I'm a comedian. A natural born comedian. You know what the Christmas play when I was in school at 15, I led the whole shop song. I led the whole song. And I had a chorus behind me singing a rendition of the shop teacher that I made about the shop teacher. An Aaron Neville song, I don't know much, but I know I love you. I did a rendition of that. And it was about the shop teacher. And I had a whole chorus behind me singing for the Christmas play. Can any of you say that you've done that? Can any of you say that you've accomplished that? And can any of you say that you are seriously trying to make the National Basketball Association as well? The NBA? I played when I was young. I was a defensive player and I was a scorer too at times, but they wanted me to be a defenseman more. But I wanted to do it all. I wanted to be LeBron James, actually. I actually wanted to be like a rebound, assist, and point maker. I used to want it to be all that. I wanted to be a scorer, an assist person, and a rebounder. I wanted to do all that at one time. And then the manifestation of LeBron James comes. But I had the idea. I grew up in Lowell, Massachusetts, right around Lowell, Massachusetts, a half hour from Boston, kind of like LeBron was in Akron, a half hour from Cleveland. I wanted to do that, and I wanted to play for the Celtics. I did. I wanted to do that. I showed shades of Larry Bird, too, at times. It came in flashes. It didn't happen all the time, but in flashes, I would have like a Larry Bird moment or two here and there when I was first starting to play. And I played for a team. The Special Olympics was my rookie team, okay? I played with special needs people. I was around special needs people. Like Noodles, I was around special needs people also. I'm telling you, this guy took my whole thing. He took my shtick. That was mine. That was all mine. He played shitty guitar in a garage. Oh, but like Bergs did later, I was in my father's garage pounding down beers like Bergs. That's another thing I did too. I was in the drinking communities as well that Bergs was in. I was in those same ones at one time. These people, I'm telling you, they were watching me, I think, all this time. I'm serious. But when I was on my rookie team in the Special Olympics, the first year I led them to the silver medal, and then I led them to the gold medal the next year. Then I moved up a level and I went to the next level and played more locally because it was a little bit of a commute to get to Boston to play in the Special Olympics. You know what I'm saying? So I went to my next level after that, and I moved up. But I led them to the silver and the gold. So I led a special needs team to the silver and the gold. Okay, I did that when I was a rookie playing, and I didn't pick up a basketball, and I moved up after that, and then I moved up to the town league, and then I moved up to competing with the JV and varsity, and then I wanted to make it as a senior, and it didn't happen. But if I had done that, I could have gotten to college and made the NBA, actually. I feel I could have did that. It would have been the greatest story never told. It would have been the greatest underdog story never told. Because I had the cards stacked against me so high that it was tough to achieve. And they were just stacked up so high against me. I did damn good considering the odds were stacked up so high against me. That's what I'm trying to say here. It's all true. And it can all be written by me when I write my book one day. That's right, I'm going to write a book. I plan on doing that. And I'm using the internet as a vehicle to get exposure is what I'm doing. And I think it's going to be tough to leave for me anytime soon. I don't think I'm going to leave here. I tried leaving many times, but I think I'm here to stay. I really do. I'm a staple of this community and in this area. Without me, it would be like the Frosted Flakes without the milk. It'd be with the YouTube without me, they just don't know it. It's like the Frosted Flakes without the milk. You know who they coined that about? Jordan, when he retired. Michael Jordan, when he retired, they said the NBA would be like the Frosted Flakes without the milk. I can say that about myself, too. I think it's proven to be true most times. I'm a legend. I am a legend. A legend. A living legend. Like Larry Zabisco, I'm a living legend in my own right. A trans person coming into their own, into the trans community, and they don't know it all yet too, but I'm going to be their leader. They don't know it yet. They don't know it yet, but it's going to be me. I'm going to set the record straight. If there's any snobbery in the trans community, I'm going to zap it out just like that. I'm going to get everyone working as a team. And we're going to win titles, championship after championship after championship after championship. I'll get everyone on the right path. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. How I'm gonna do it though. Laugh now. When it happens, I'm gonna say, don't say I didn't told you so. Food for thought. You know? Alright. So anyways. I'm glad this is a more chill stream. You know, I don't have to yell at anyone and call them out. Unless they bring their bullshit here. You know what I'm saying? This is my channel. I know he was. And you know something, Carlos? I told y'all. I had it. You knew deep down, didn't you? That the power that I took going into that community, now the whole thing's wrecked. It's destroying itself right before our very eyes. They didn't want to bring me in. I tried warning them. They didn't want to bring me in the way they did it. Because look what's happening now. And people are, and some people want to get on Rap's side now that feel bad for him. I don't fucking feel bad for the guy. He deserves it. Every last fucking bit of it he fucking deserves. I'm forgiving him. Fuck no. Fuck no, I ain't. I'm not forgetting what that piece of shit did. At all. I don't care who's fighting with who. I don't care what side it is. You know? That's bottom line. Oh, Carlos. Let me tell you something, Carlos. This is the right channel for it. Let me tell you something, Carlos. Listen to me. Listen to me good now. I had a conversation with Pennywise, okay? I had a conversation. Carlos is getting the mod right now. Because I want Carlos in here for this, okay? I want Carlos in here for this. When I talked to Pennywise on the phone before, you know what he told me? I had a conversation not about barter to him, but about expanded Celt, okay? And John Camillo, listen up. Anyone else listening, listen up. Lolly Cunningham, listen up. About expanded Celt. This kid who was on YouTube years ago, he went by expanded Celt. And he was in the Washington, D.C. area. He was part of this group called Blaspheme Evangelicals. Okay? They used to pick on people too. He did. Kind of in the same fashion Rap did. Or like, and he was intelligent enough to be barter, I feel. I feel expanded Celt was barter. I really feel that he was. And he is. I think that is who barter really is. Because you know, one thing clicked with me today that was mentioned yesterday is when I talked to Pennywise about expanded Celt. Okay? He said, I picture expanded Celt being on top of the world. That kid was so smart. I see him propping his feet up and having a drink somewhere. That kid's doing well. And when they talked about barter last night, this brings me back to the conversation I had with Pennywise. Barter's going to go to the islands and he's going to live his retirement out over there. And he's going to be in a nicer situation after he caused all this shit here and shit. And he's going to get Noodles framed for everything. Because it's all on Noodles' phones and his computers, all the child porn and all that. And that's what Barter told the cops. The guy that it's all on is his channel. So that's what he's going to do. He's going to get off scot-free, and he's going to go to the islands now. And funny thing is, that's what Penny told me about Expanded Celt. I see Expanded Celt propping his feet up, having a drink, enjoying life. No joke. You heard it from the source. You heard it from the source. I don't bullshit. That conversation happened. You don't know shit, Rachel. You aren't an OG. You don't know the background of where I come from or where I was on the internet unless I tell you. But you don't have the intellect to research anything. Time out! You loser. You piece of shit. Go back to Brown State. Alright. VRRV and she, her are my pronouns, okay? Respect the pronouns. There's no he allowed in here. There's no he allowed in here when you retracted your message. Why did you do that? There's no she, her allowed on my stream. Do you understand that? Do we understand each other? Yes or no? Yes or no? Do we understand each other? Come on, 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, run. Mod drop. You lost your reg. You're gonna lose your reg for that shit. I'm not playing. I'm not fucking around with that shit on here. You address me what I want to be called, and you won't be participating. That goes for other channels that have me up there too. I'm going to respect my pronouns if I'm going up there. Period. I don't allow that shit on here. Rachel Ann, who are you? You're new here. Well, you gotta prove to me that you can be trusted if you're gonna be a regular on here. You have to prove to me that you can be trusted. But welcome. Welcome to the channel. I run my channel like a tight ship. I run things the way it needs to be run. Okay? To anyone who wants to dispute me on things and everything like that. There's a lot of jokers that have been out here before, and I got to make sure you're okay if you're coming here. Period. So yeah, that's where we're at with everything here. We're talking about all the beginnings, going back to memory lane, back in my past. I'm rehashing my beginnings, who I've run into, what I've done, and how Noodles 1980 had my idea the whole time. And he's not even the real Noodles 1980. Doctor is. That doctor friend he's got. This guy overdid it. How I was. He just overdid it and took it up a few pegs. But I used to like punk rock. But he likes more wretched, more rancid sounding punk rock. That the lyrics are just nasty, you know, than the ones I listen to. The most nasty that I listen to that he probably likes is the Dwarfs, actually. I listen to the Dwarfs to a point. And I used to have the Cock and Ball t-shirt of theirs. You know, there's this band called the Dwarfs. And they had a t-shirt with the Cock and Ball skull logo in the back of it. And it was the Come Clean album, and it was their t-shirt off that. A Cock and Ball skull. Celt. Yeah, Celt is Barter. I really feel Celt is Barter. And then rap has some connection to him also. I'm not getting off that. I think they have some kind of a connection. Their styles are so much alike to not have come across each other. I'm telling you. Their styles are so alike to where I think they've come across each other at some point on the internet. I'm telling you, I think they did. If it's off I said, there's a chance it's not going to be the same person. But if it isn't, they've crossed paths. But the thing is, rap, the only thing rap does that Expanded Celt didn't do is rap makes rookie mistakes in several of them. Expanded Celt was more on top of shit. Not a real good person, though. But he was more on top of shit. Iron Maiden. And who else? Judas Priest. You forgot Judas. Breaking the Law is like punk, kind of. Rob Halford. Then he went on and he had his own band or something. Rob Halford, yeah. You know, I saw Pantera in concert. They opened up a Black Sabbath. I saw Pantera at the Fleet Center years ago. That was a great concert. You know, Phil Anselmo was my idol at one time. I looked up to Phil. When I was 17, I absolutely liked Phil Anselmo. From a performer perspective, Phil Anselmo, he had a lot of problems, but I'll tell you, he was one of the best of all time when it came to stage performing with the microphone in his hand. He was one of the best at that. That guy became a real legend, Phil Anselmo. He's actually Italian, and he's from New Orleans, Phil Anselmo. But then they formed out of Arlington. Pantera was formed in Arlington, Texas, actually. They were from Louisiana. He was, at least. I used to listen to music like Clutch, too. I liked Clutch a lot. Neil Fallon and Clutch. That was the shit right there. That album, The Elephant Riders, that's like one of the best rock albums I've ever heard. The Elephant Riders by Clutch. That came out at the same time that, like, it came out after Trendkill by Pantera, but I think Clutch opened up for Pantera before, too. If I'm not mistaken. But Carlos, rap is about the same age as Expanded Celt. That's very noteworthy. He's about the same age. I think the links are just too close. I think Expanded Celt is really better. I do. I think his name might be Stephen Maxwell Elliott too. I think there's proof that links back to that. I think actually his name was Stephen. It was a 6-letter name. It was either Andrew or Stephen. I think it was Stephen actually. I think his name was Stephen. It was Stephen. That's right. Yeah. He was an 18-year-old kid on here back when Chad Anderson started. He was with all of us in the old group actually. Barter was with us years ago as Expanded Celt in the Blasphemy Angelicals. He was in that group, that trio of Melvin Ferguson or whoever that, and Zamato Elite, the Gamer Channel, who used to get angry all the time. It's Super Angry Monkey. Who could forget Super Angry Monkey? If we're going way back now, Super Angry Monkey was hilarious, that fucking guy. Maybe. I don't know. I think maybe he did, but possibly he didn't. I think if anything, Barter might have sent the secrets there. I don't know. But Barter's putting it all on him. And his time's about done here, I think. And that's why this is the time to say that I'm the original person that Noodles is trying to be here. I used to do the very same things, only he took it up more notches than I did. But I put 1980 after my account name when I was on Yahoo also. I put 1980 after my stuff. That was me who did that also at one time. Dr. Feelgood 1980 or Melton John, and I ended up sticking with Melton John. Those were my two handles at the time. I could have been Dr. Feelgood 1980 on here, though, if I had chose that. That would have been my handle, Dr. Feelgood 1980. And people asked me if I was a Motley Crue fan, and I was so sick of being asked if I was a Motley Crue fan. I'm like, no, I just picked the name. I like the name and the song, but I'm not a big fan either. Like, oh, you a Motley Crue fan? And then Pennywise pretended to be Motley Crue to take down David's mom. Do you think that had some kind of power to it also? But I pretended I was Dr. Feelgood before that happened, and people asked me if I was a Motley Crue fan. Think that might have contributed? Maybe. Maybe it did. And I didn't realize the power I had back then. Maybe it things happen like that. I don't know. I'm wondering about that, maybe. This is the kind of content that I want to do right here. What you see it in this live stream is what I really want to go back to. I want to go back to this, actually, this format. You know? I think now's the time, actually, to do that. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. How'd you know? You typed it with the numbers, too, because you know why? Like Noodles, they shut my accounts down, and I had to keep... Oh, that's the other thing. When I was Giovanni the Great, I was kind of like Nick and Noodles, kind of. Both on that. I was like Nick in the sense that I did Neighborhood Watch. I actually went around the neighborhood in Sacramento, California, where I live, and I was doing Neighborhood Watch. I'd watch the neighborhood to see if any... Well, colored people were around the neighborhood causing trouble. I would walk around and do my form of Neighborhood Watch. So Nick, again, was kind of piggybacking off that later. And Nick probably admitted he took the torch where I left off when I stopped doing all this. Nick actually said that he took the torch from me. And I looked like Nick, too. When I had the beard, I looked like Nick, didn't I? Meanwhile, being like Noodles to a point. I was like everybody, kind of. And then these people come along later who had similarities to me in some form, and I'm like laughing at it. Because Nick donned my old look also. With the beard and the dark hair and all that, and my hair was cut like his at one time, too. I just didn't become a bumblebee. But I almost came close, though. I tried dyeing my hair blonde, looking like a skater when I was young. And it was blonde. I just didn't have the black stripes in the blonde and the orange, you know, blonde, whatever, fake blonde from the dye. And I attempted to look like a skater. But my stepdad told me I looked like a Puerto Rican woman instead. He told me I looked like a Puerto Rican woman. He actually told me that back then. You dyed your hair, you look like one of those Puerto Rican women. He literally told me that. So I grew up with some parents who would be honest with me with their opinions. They said what they thought if they thought something about me. So to all of those people who think I kept my parents in terror, that's not true. That's so overblown. I had some disagreements and arguments, but that's about it. I did not keep everyone in terror. Just stop with your bullshit already, will you? Come on. You don't know about me unless I tell you things. Okay, now I'm going to end the stream. If no one has anything else to say, I'm going to end it. It's been an hour in. I think this is all the time I need, really, to make a good stream going back on memory lane. You know, it could have been longer, maybe, because of the title. But you know what? I think I'm reflecting now on things and trying to go forward, you know, not be stuck in some negative past, but just to take the good things out of the past and maybe apply it forward. All right, I'm going to talk to you later for now. Bye.